Greetings, practical futurists. Today you're going to change the timeline, but first, a quick quiz. How many trees do you think that there are on the planet? A. 3 million, B. 30 billion, or C. 3 trillion? If you chose C, 3 trillion, you're correct. Now, 3 trillion is an awful lot of trees. That comes out to about 400 per person on the face of the planet. But how many trees do we actually need on the planet? Do you think it's A, 400 per person, B, 600 per person, or C, 800 per person? If you chose C, 800 per person, you're correct. So why do we need so many more trees than we have? Let's go and take a closer look. Now, you may have heard concerns about carbon in the air. What does this mean? Well, when there's too much carbon dioxide, or CO2, in the air, it can cause changes in weather patterns, it can hurt animals, buildings, and even threaten the crops that we rely on for food. Now, trees, like this one, are able to constantly absorb carbon in and release oxygen for us. With their help, we can not only reduce the amount of carbon in the air, but we can also better protect the environment. Now, when plants like trees do this, it's called fixing carbon. Now, plants are really good at fixing carbon, so you're going to learn some of the basics about them. In the future, you're going to learn more about growing them and taking care of them, and about offsetting carbon. But all of that begins simply with a few seeds. But first, we'll take a little scavenger hunt and see about finding a few things that we'll need. Starting with seeds, of course. Now, it doesn't really matter what kind of seeds you use. In fact, it's a really good thing to be able to plant lots of different kinds of seeds and see how they grow. If you can find a packet of seeds around the house, that's a good place to start. Otherwise, you may find that there are seeds waiting for you inside your food that would have been thrown out anyway. That makes them free. Gather a variety of them and get to know them. You can even keep a little seed log and a tin to keep them safe until you're ready to plant them. Next, you're going to need soil. Now, if you happen to have access to some nice, dark, rich garden soil, fantastic. If not, remember that the earth is covered in soil, and using different kinds will get you different results. It's fun to investigate, but no matter what kind you get, make sure that you break up any clumps so that your roots have an easy time growing down from your seeds. If you'd like, you can even get a hold of something like these little moss pellets and soak them in water and just plant the seeds in the top. You have lots of options. Next, you're going to need a container. To start with, it can be almost anything. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you've got enough room for a couple of handfuls of soil and that you'll be able to cover the seed over once you've planted it inside. In some cases, you may have to poke some holes in the bottom in order for water to drain out. If the water can't, then the seed may drown, and then it won't grow. Now, generally, seeds like to be warm, and they like to get a little bit of water at a time. When you've gotten your plant started in one of these, for example, the bottom of a paper towel tube that's been folded over, or an eggshell that's been very carefully prepared, then once the plant is started, you can actually plant this entire thing into a bigger pot with soil later on, and know that these parts are going to break down over time and provide some nutrients for the plants. You can always research your seeds online to learn more about what they like, but remember, your observations are vital. So the last things that you need: a pen and paper. Write down details, take notes, take pictures, and keep planting more seeds. Tomorrow and the next day you can come back again and follow up. See what's changed, maybe plant a few more. The most important thing is that you do your best. Don't worry so much about getting things right or wrong. Just try and have fun. Follow our link to TimeRepairCorp.com for lesson details and follow-up lessons that will help you nurture your plants and develop that green thumb. You can also find teaching guides and other lessons. Make sure that you share this video as well to 2 or 3 other people so that you can all compare results and get growing together, all while fixing the future. I'm going to leave you with one final quiz before I go. Now, earlier we discussed needing about 800 trees per person on the planet, and that we already have about 400 trees per person on the planet. If we currently have in total 3 trillion trees, how many trees in total do we need? See you again next time, Practical Futurists. Goodbye for now.